All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Measure of Sound. Today, I think we're gonna get back into going through these '90s albums lists of release albums per year. I don't know if this is a total. Are these just like I didn't notice. Maybe the albums that I listed last time from '91 were just like Billboard trending albums.
I imagine in
Because
some
there has to be
aspects.
so many more hip hop independent albums released, stuff like that. This is just like a Wikipedia list that
Yeah.
we found.
Yeah.
So it's not a very
It's
We
maybe
didn't-
not 100%
we
accurate.
didn't do a lot of work to put this list
No,
together.
no.
We're just finding one online.
This is just a basic kind of. I mean, and let's face it. Most people are only probably going to remember most of these artists anyway. So when you think about underground, there may not have even been that type of underground scene just yet. To my knowledge, most of with hip hop still just kind of coming into its own, and a lot of the artists we're talking about, this is underground. You know what I'm saying? There's not like a bunch of artists, for the most part, at least to my knowledge, that we're probably overlooking for banger ass classic albums.
Right,
Not
yeah.
to say there's not like hidden gems out there without question, but you know, I think because this was an emerging genre of music with emerging artists and not a lot of budgets, you're probably looking at what would be considered underground.
I see. Okay.
Outside of like some that I'm looking at right now with MC Hammer. Being,
Is this 1990? Right?
They were
Going
yeah.
back. Okay.
So we start with 91. Let's go start with 90, and then we'll go to 92. You want me to go through the list this time?
You have it up.
Oh, I thought we were both going to go through this one. So January. I don't know. We don't need to say the month it came out, right? We're just kind of looking at the artists
Oh, you
and the
can just
albums.
wing it, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. So to kind of start things off in January was Low Profile. We're in this together. Don't know who that is.
Low profile.
Low Profile.
Low prof. Low prof.
DJ. Oh, it's DJ Aladdin and Dub C. That's funny. Los Angeles group. Wow, that's funny. Yeah, because DJ Aladdin I've definitely heard of, but it's funny because in the way that these, is this Dub C? Dub C? It is Dub C. How funny.
We might have seen another release from them in '91.
You know,
on
it's
that
just.
list.
I mean, I was 6 at this time, so it's not unheard of for me not to know these people. But it's funny when we look at these things in hindsight and going back. So we're gonna learn a lot. Lord Finesse and DJ Mike Smooth, Funky Technician.
Ooh.
Bobby Jimmy and the Critters, Hip Hop Prankster, which is a hilarious name.
Bobby Jimmy, huh?
Yeah, Bobby Jimmy. I don't know. The link was weird. MC Hammer, please Hammer, don't hurt him. Shout out to MC Hammer. I mean, he did kind of have like a gimmick, but I hear like wonderful things and a lot of admiration and respect for MC Hammer. Matter of fact, I think is it Charlie Murphy who has a story about MC Hammer, about him not playing around. So I think maybe Charlie Murphy was talking shit about him, or somebody was talking shit about him. Don't quote me. So I just heard the story a few days ago, and when this person, whoever was giving him a hard time or talking shit, MC Hammer rolled up on him when he came out to the Bay Area and was like, "You don't talk shit about me." So that's a Oakland cat through and through. But MC Hammer was an absolute force, and you know he tried to put a lot of people on at that time. And it unfortunately, I think, hurt him in many ways. But I don't know if anyone has ever come out of the Bay Area as a rapper that's reached MC
A
Hammer's.
number one charting artist.
Yeah, and this was 1990, 91. And
Right.
since then, I mean, MC Hammer was an MTV icon, a force of that time frame.
Yeah, since then, I don't think anybody's
Not that-
surpassed E40.
Yeah, not that level. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Even look at what E40 is now. I
Yeah.
mean, the absolute mogul in a multitude of things. And shout out to E40. A lot of respect coming out of fucking just itty bitty city by the water, Vallejo. Above the Law, living like hustlers.
Ooh.
Salt and Pepper, Black's Magic. I mean, Salt and Pepper, of course, just.
Salt and Pepper's here.
Yeah. We're
Salt.
not much needs to be said about iconic women in hip hop, and again, it's funny. 1990 it makes me feel so old. Digital Underground, Sex Packets, Digital Underground, just the West Coast version of Two Live Crew. You know what I'm saying? Everlast, Forever Everlasting.
Oh shit.
So that's pretty funny, right? House of Pain. I've always forget his name is Whitey Ford, right? Eric Francis
Is that what he gave
Schrody,
his MC
Whitey
name?
Ford from Long Island. So Everlast, House of Pain, Everlast has had a great career
Very successful.
throughout music, and then Jump Around seems to be an iconic. Would you say it's an iconic hip hop song? Where does it place in the
Absolutely.
pantheon?
I
bro?
think that song is actually pretty fire. If you can go back and look at the releases that were coming out around then, that it was just a party anthem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a banger for sure.
I remember hearing a story about how I think he was talking about how that song was put together, and they were trying to, because that was the big thing in the club, in club songs, was the word yelling, like saying jump, like that shit took off, jump.
Yeah.
So fucking they came out with that song, and I believe because this I want to say because Criss Cross was coming out at the same time, and they essentially caught wind of the track that they put together, and then came out with Criss Cross's Jump before they could put their song out.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Is that okay?
That's factual. Actual is what this is how he claimed it went down.
Because I'm trying
He
to
said
think back.
that they caught wind of their chorus and their song that they were putting out, and then they got Criss Cross to put out a song with that chorus out first. And he said even though that song came out, our song was still a huge success.
A Mac Daddy make you jump.
A Matty Dak will make you.
With the
Matty
backwards-
Dak.
The Matty Dak.
Matty Dak.
Close enough.
The Matty Dak.
Yeah. So I mean, two things about House of Pain. Love the music video, classic, and I've always liked the
They're like in
Postal Service
They're
hat.
like in an Irish bar.
It is, yeah. I bet everyone's
drunk as
drinking
fuck.
Guinness. It makes me want a Guinness right now. March 28th, The Dogs.
The Dogs released The Dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first time the Dogs were actually let out.
Yeah, it probably was. Three Times Dope, which is a great name. Live from Akniculis Land.
At Niculus?
Akniculis Land.
Niculus. Like the word
Akniculus.
Nick. Like the Knicks.
Yeah, something like that. Three Times Dope, great name. I'm sure we're supposed to know, but we don't. Tribe Called Quest, of course. People's instinct travels in paths of rhyme. I mean, words fail to ever describe the importance of a Tribe Called Quest. And
Dude, 1990 opened up with pure hip hop. It was like it was already slated. It was like it's already, this decade's complete. All the music's loaded.
Yeah.
January 1st, 1990, press play. And just follow.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Booyah Tribe. Booyah is TRIBE Tribe. New Funky Nation. Public Enemy, of course. Fear of a Black Planet. I mean, icons are really in music for Public Enemy and socially conscious hip hop. And I think a lot of messages that were positive for the black community.
Message.
MC Shan, Play It Again, Shan. Audio 2, I Don't Care, the album.
Ooh.
X-Clan, To the East, Blackwords.
Damn, we gotta, man, I really wish I could, like, it's probably like copyright shit, but I wish I could just load up some of these tracks real quick as we're going through.
Yeah, I mean, maybe what we do eventually is we complete this saga from 90 to 99, what we can do is kind of go back and we can play
Unknowns.
either that, the hidden
Our
gems,
first reviews
Yeah,
and
hidden
experience
gems,
of whoever it is.
as well as some of our favorites from these
Sick,
genres of
sick,
music.
sick.
Yeah, so we that gives
We'll
us,
do that online.
Yeah, plenty of content. Kwame, A Day in the Life, A Pocadelic Adventure.
Kwame, why does that sound hella familiar? Is there a
Kwame.
newer artist that came out recently? Real quick, you remember BT?
Yeah, of course.
Remember BT, like late night, had like independent, like really like small artists. They play like really
Oh
random
man, they used to play
fucking-
some random ass
some
shit.
bangers. I'm thinking of this specific one. It's on a basketball court,
Mhm.
The music video is on a basketball court outside, like playground, and that's where the whole song takes place. But it was a banger, dude.
Yeah.
God, I wish I can go back in time and write these down.
I think there is also a YouTube video or somebody's made content of this same thing. I think it's BET After Dark or something like that.
Okay.
And somebody posted a hilarious song. There is other people who have made content on this topic. We'll have to revisit this because I think one music video I saw was preposterous. There's some shit out there. The Great Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted. That's America with 3 Ks.
3 Ks. That's his favorite. It's his favorite letter.
You know, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
K Solo, Tell the World My Name.
K Solo.
Poor Righteous Teachers, Holy Intellect. Which I think that's a great name, Holy Intellect.
That's the album name?
Yeah, that's the album
That's
name.
fucking
Yeah,
fire.
I think so
That sounds
too.
like a
Holy
Jedi mind
Intellect,
trick.
something like
Fucking
that. Yeah. Antoinette, Burning at 20 Below.
Burning at 20 Below. She's from North Dakota.
MC Trouble, Gotta Get a
I
Grip.
don't know why
Yeah.
she's from North Dakota.
Let's see. It's funny when MC Antoinette, the Gangstress,
Ooh.
the female
The
Rakim,
gang stress.
the female Rakim.
Like the stress of being in a gang.
She's mainly remembered for her beef with MC Lyte. She was mentioned in Vibe Hip Hop Divas publication for her song "I Got an Attitude," and was included in Complex list of 50 best rap songs by women. So shout out to Antoinette. That's a pretty prestigious
R.I.P.
list to me. No, she's still alive.
Oh, she's
Still
live.
yeah.
She's live.
Yeah.
She's live.
MC Trouble.
Come
Gotta
on
get a
show.
grip.
Come on the show.
Gotta get a grip. Compton's Most Wanted. It's a Compton thing.
Ooh.
The great Eric B. and Rakim. Let the
fire.
Rhythm Hit 'Em.
Yes, sir.
Kid Sensation rolling with number 1. Oh, Kid Frost. Hispanic Causing Panic.
That's fire.
Hispanic
Kid
Causing
Frost.
Panic.
Weren't you Little Frost back in the day?
I think I was going with just Frost, and then at some point you realize that, like, as a white person, anything to assimilate yourself with anything more about being white, frost, snow, ice, etc., milk,
Milky.
yeah,
Semen.
yeah. That's beige, but
Egg.
off white. Tragedy, Gaddafi. What a fucking wonderful
Whoa.
name. Tragedy Gaddafi. This feels like somebody.
Gaddafi?
Gaddafi. Khadafi. Gaddafi.
Oh, that's Intelligent Hoodlum.
Yeah.
Oh shit! So the album's
this
Intelligent
feels-
Hoodlum.
Yeah,
His
this
whole name is Tragedy
Gaddafi.
Gaddafi.
There's just sometimes people, and I don't remember if you remember this, but back in the day there was like the hip hop name generator. You put
Yes.
and then I think you just randomly hit it, and then it pumps out stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's how what's
Childish
his face?
Gambino.
Yeah, I got his name, which
Yeah.
is a phenomenal name.
Hilarious.
And that's funny. It happens in those ways, and I think I don't know. This obviously didn't exist in 1990, but whoever this person is who created Tragedy Gaddafi is wonderful. Formerly Intelligent Hoodlum, Queensbridge. Is that right? Queensbridge Housing Project. So shout out to Queensbridge. I mean, they just pumped out a ton of wonderful artists. Shout out to Nas and Mobb Deep, and etc. Core Mega. Choice, the big payback.
Ooh.
Luke.
What is he getting paid back?
I don't know. Coins, assortment of coins.
Studio time.
Funny, Uncle Luke actually had his own album. I don't know if this is before Two Live Crew, but it was Luke the LP.
Oh shit!
So that must be what it is
You think-
from back in the
You
day.
think it was just him talking about all kinds of ass?
Oh man!
Do you think you need? How many people do you need talking about ass on a track to make it
This
like a
fool?
dance track?
I
You know
remember
what
I had to be about 10 years old when I first heard of Two Live Crew album, and it's like bitches getting worn out on that. Hilarious. 10-year-olds should not be listening to that album, but I was. The Jazz, Jaz, To Your Soul.
Oh shit!
Boogie Down Productions. This is a pretty obvious one because it's KRS-One, D Nice, DJ Scott La Rock. So this is kind of back in the day. I mean, years active was 1986 to 1992. So Boogie Down Productions, pretty iconic for its time.
Very well known.
Edutainment, I think is how you pronounce the album. Again, I can't say I was always listening to these type of things, but familiar in some semblance. Special Ed Legal.
Whoa.
D Nice, call me D Nice.
I remember this fucking piece of shit.
Do you remember D Nice?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
Shout out D Nice.
He began part of this group in Boogie Down Productions. So
okay.
Call me D Nice. Master Ace, Take a
Oh,
Look
shit.
Around.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
I had no
1990.
idea.
Yeah, I agree. So
That's a way
yeah,
back.
Master Ace. CPO, To Hell in Black. I thought it was back, but it was not. It was black.
In black.
Cool G Rap and DJ Polo, Wanted Dead or Alive. The great NWA, 100 Miles and Running. The Afros, Kicking Afrolistics.
Oh, shit.
Ghetto Boys, the Ghetto Boys. I mean, this
Classic.
is also just so important for its time. Scarface, Bushwhack Bill, and Willie D. Which are all still alive, right?
No, Bushwhack Bill passed away.
Passed away. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to think.
Scarface is alive.
Yeah, 2019. So actually
Yeah.
pretty recently. Was he the first and only little person rapper?
No, there's got to be more out there. I know there's these little girls who, they're women. They're little women on a prairie, but they make hip hop songs.
Chingy, bro.
And they're terrible.
I bet they are.
Don't come.
But shout out and rest in peace to Bushwhack Bill, because I mean you were a pioneer from 1990, and I don't want to make it a big deal that you had to face some challenges, but yeah, I mean I imagine as a little person having to navigate the hip hop scene. But hey, I mean you're a trailblazer, you're part of an iconic group.
Maybe the most iconic
and
fucking hip hop album cover of all time. Literally on a hospital gurney in a hospital, having just shot himself in the eyeball.
Oh, that's right, huh?
That's
It's a
real
real
picture,
photo.
yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Pretty wild.
That's hilarious. Poison Clan, Two Low Life Mothers.
You're so mean. First of all, they call themselves Poison.
Poison Clan.
The Killer Boys. Call yourself the fucking Cyanide Clique.
They had various lineups, and members were JT Money, Debonair, Drugs with a Z, Uzi, Madball, and Big Ram.
Okay.
So
that sounds
a variety of yeah.
I don't know. It could be fire, man.
Cool C, Life in the Ghetto. Here we go. Vanilla Ice to
Oh
the
my
extreme.
God. So this pretty much.
Maybe we can pause here for a
This
second.
pretty much is the greatest hip hop album of all time.
That's
Essentially.
definitely not the case. But I will say, I mean, there were several white people and doing hip hop and that sort of thing. But Vanilla Ice, again, what a trajectory. When Ice Ice Baby, Play That Funky Music, these are kind of the bangers that were on
Go
that.
Ninja Go.
Hey, that in my opinion,
It's his best song he's ever made.
Ninja Rap is my favorite Vanilla Ice song. Shout out to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too. He found a gimmick. It worked. He did some acting, and then if you actually watch the later part of his career, he got really into like hardcore ghetto ass music, like hardcore rap.
Yeah.
But that never worked out. And he's just been kind of a pop culture personality. And again, this is what happens when you typecast yourself as a white person and do Vanilla Ice. And I get it, because you're playing on it, but then you roll yourself into a weird category, and that's what you gotta stay away from.
It's almost what would you call it? Not comedic, but like a parody.
Yeah,
Almost
a little
parody
bit.
rap.
A little bit. I think you want to stay away from that as much as possible. If you're a white rapper, just come up with a general name.
Yeah, that's kind of what Lil
be
Dicky.
fine.
That's what Lil Dicky kind of ended up going towards, and I feel like he's trying to rebrand himself, especially through his show right now.
Rap name was a dick joke, right? He rapped about that.
Yeah.
So.
But he's so uber talented. Fucking the rebranding from the dick jokes to just being a respected
One of the best
MC.
freestyles I've ever
Not necessarily
freestylist.
I don't think Lil Dicky freestyles. I think it's written, but
I don't trust anybody's. That's what I'm saying. I don't trust anybody's, but if it is, I mean, it's still some of the most impressive bars that I've heard. And if you are coming on to like these shows and you go on Sway or you're in the Breakfast Club or something like that, I don't know if they freestyle in the Breakfast Club, but if you're on these shows and then you come in with those bars, at least you save some of your best for those moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, even with J. Cole's still, when I listen to it, gives me goosebumps. Yeah. The next two need no real introduction. Too Short, Short Dogs in the House. I mean, Too Short, not the greatest rapper of all time, but a trailblazer, trendsetter, paved the way for people to make music in the Bay Area.
Yeah, he made good music.
He does make good music.
He just makes good music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not saying he's a bad rapper. I'm just not saying he's a great rapper.
We're talking about lyricists.
Yes, correct.
When it comes to a lyricist, he's not fucking tearing apart fucking. But the dude never really was. First of all, he's an old school type rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't rap fast.
He comes from that era.
Yeah, and he's not fucking sitting here and banging out hella metaphors and shit like that. Like it's
pimp
more
music.
of it's
pimp music.
Exactly. Took the words out of my mouth. It's more pimp music. It's more of where he was from and where he, it was the East Bay, Oakland area that he was basically putting on a cassette tape.
Yep.
And people saw that, identified with it, and fucking rocked that shit.
I mean, his subsequent 1998 album, Life is Too Short, was highly successful, going double platinum, and remained prominent into the 1990s. He went double platinum in 1998 with his style. So you can't underestimate, and we have to respect what Too Short is. And if you live in the Bay Area, everyone knows who Too Short is. What's his favorite word? Bitch! Okay, everyone should know that.
Why they gotta say it like Short? Why they gotta say it like Short, Tamago?
LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. So LL Cool J is not a conundrum for me, but I think that it is important to say that he is one of the most important rappers of all time. I think he's got a great catalog of music. I think he's actually a really gifted rapper. And he went from He had such an interesting trajectory because he's made it in every decade. He's been successful in every decade. And maybe he doesn't rap about or rap much anymore. But I mean, really into my high school days, up past 2003, he was still making banger-ass tracks. LL
Cool J was...
Who Do You Love is still a banger for me.
Yeah.
I Need a Girl, still a classic. Around the Way Girl. Yeah,
he's very iconic.
He is. And then he's had a wonderful media career. He's a great actor.
Was he on NCIS or some shit?
Yeah,
like
dude,
that?
Something like that. He's had a great career. I actually enjoy him as an actor. He's gotten absolutely jacked. He's ripped as hell. And he's still cool as hell when you listen to him talk. So, I mean... a great name. Ladies love Cool James.
Yeah.
And LL Cool J, just, again, trailblazer in his own right. Candyman, Ain't No Shame in My Game.
Woo!
King T, At Your Own Risk.
King Titty.
Just King T.
Oh. What do you think?
He was a West Coast rapper from Compton. Yeah, so that sounded familiar. King T. What was this? In the late 1980s, early 1990s, he worked primarily with DJ Pooh and responsible for the rise of the Alcoholics. Huh, interesting. So it's funny. Like, we may not have all grew up on this music or are all familiar, but it's funny how many of these guys had hands in starting other things that you might have heard.
Yeah, eventually listen to or something like that.
Yeah. There is another artist called X Movement, album name X Movement. Not much information beyond that.
These are like self-named albums.
Yeah, you try to promote yourself.
Always like,
promote yourself, yeah. Paris, The Devil Made Me Do It. Father.
That's a lie.
Father MC, Father's Day.
Yo, okay. Hey, shout out that dude. That's a great fucking name.
And then beyond that is Granddaddy, IU, Smooth Assassin. So funny, all back to back on October 15th and October 16th. A guy named Father MC and then Granddaddy.
It's the same guy.
Hilarious. They probably could
be.
be.
Two different MC names.
The Great Run DMC, Back from Hell.
Black from Hell.
Back
Oh,
from
okay.
Hell.
Oh, okay.
Money Love, that's Money Monie, or is it Monet Love? Down to Earth.
Probably Money.
You gotta, sometimes you gotta throw some stank on it. Big Daddy Kane, Taste of Chocolate.
Oh, you think he's talking about his dick?
You probably. Probably.
Probably.
A lot of white women know. Later Shade of Brown, Brown and Proud.
Whew. Shout out, Later Shade.
Malcolm McLaurin and the world's famous Supreme Team.
Whew, that is some fucking...
Round the Outside is the album. Oh, here's a great one. The Brand Nubian, One for All. Brand Nubian. Shout out to Brand Nubian.
Absolutely.
JJ Fad, Not Just a Fad.
It's not just a fad, it's a JJ fad. Come to JJ North.
Here's a good one that I find interesting.
Remember JJ North?
Yeah. Shout out to JJ North, yes. Absolutely. And then turned into Hometown Buffet.
Plastic pizza.
I always look forward to mashed potatoes, fried chicken,
Jell-O,
soft serve. Jell-O was like a weird
waffles,
white people thing.
Spaghetti.
Kid Rock, December 11th. Grit sandwiches for breakfast. Fuck Kid Rock, by the way.
First of all, dog,
your music's trash. You're trash.
Hold up, dude.
Drink your Budweiser and shut your fucking mouth. You're trash.
You're putting grits on sandwiches. Just eat the grits, you fucking idiot bitch.
One of my favorite things about you, Kid Rock, is you talk so much shit about growing up the hood in Detroit. What I hear is actually you grew up very wealthy and rich.
In the suburbs.
And really nice.
Yeah.
So, Kid Rock, go fuck yourself. EPMD, Business as Usual. Shout out to EPMD.
We saw them live.
Yeah.
At the Fillmore.
Yeah.
Here in San Francisco.
They were opened for by the people under the stairs. Sway was there. We talked about this a little bit in the past.
We did.
Great concert. One of the weirder concerts, though, EPMD, all they did was sing literally maybe a minute 30 of a song.
Yeah.
And then they end it with what? And then they go on to another one.
They did.
So shout out to them. It was cool to see such a historic act, but it was... They were trying to get in and out of that motherfucker as quick as possible.
To be honest... didn't grow up a huge fan of EPMD, knew of them, but we went to that show for People on the Stairs, and they outperformed them by a million.
But it was still cool to be a part of seeing EPMD
as well.
The
history was a cool thing, but that show was for puts all day.
Yeah. Ice Cube, Kill at Will. So Ice Cube dropped 2 albums this same year, or it was like maybe a full calendar year later.
Busy man.
Lakim Shabazz, The Lost Tribe of Shabazz. That's a kind of a cool name.
Dog, I love all those fucking wild ass, like...
I know.
It sounds like Indiana Jones.
DJ Cool, The Music Ain't Loud Enough. So remember that, it ain't loud enough.
It turns out he had hearing problems.
Oh my god, there's so much... There's something hilarious coming up. DJ Cool, The Music Ain't Loud Enough. Chub Rock, Treat 'Em Right.
Treat 'em right.
Sometimes I just say it in a way that I think it's how it's supposed to go.
Treat 'em right.
Yeah, you could either... It's just the inflection. Little Mac, Lyrical Midget.
What the fuck? We were just talking about little people.
So, I was McKinley Phipps Jr.
Dude, his last name is Phipps.
That's
such a little person
better
name.
known as simply as Mac, an American rapper, songwriter from New Orleans, 3rd Ward. Mac began rapping as a child. Released debut album 1990 at the age of 13. Lyrical Midget. So I don't know if he's literally a midget or he's just a child.
You can't say that anymore.
Well, I'm just reading it. I'm not.
I know,
using
but
it.
It's wild.
Well, this was 1990. Well, that's what they used to say. Yeah. Mac would eventually sign with Master P's No Limit Records and grow to be one of the most critically acclaimed artists on the label.
I thought you were going to say
both as a solo rapper and as member of the supergroup 504 Boys, which of course Mac released 2 solo albums, 1 album part of the 504 Boys and No Limit, including 1998 Shell Shocked, which peaked at the number 11. Also known as Camouflage Assassin.
Why are these guys all murderers?
I mean,
Donkey Killer.
This is blowing my mind. But hilarious name. Yeah.
We're definitely gonna look that one up.
Lyrical Midget. So
your lyrics are small, huh? Or you're just saying you're a lyrical small person?
But at 13, yeah. I think it's more of just like, oh, I'm young. I'm 13 and I'm dropping an album. Shout out to New Orleans, man. They just pumped out a lot of
another good
fire ass artists. Yeah, and a beautiful city, by the way. Dangerous but beautiful. ISIS, Rebel Soul. Professor X, the Overseer. See, this is what I miss about the '90s. Is they always had like fire ass like they wanted to like. And
fantasy names.
It was always like
Dr. Beetlejuice and
the Destroyers. You know what I'm saying? Like they always had to have something. Professor X, the Overseer. It's that sounds like backpack rap.
Ripping tongues.
Year of the Nine on the Black Hand side. So
Okay.
The Afros kicking Afrolistics. So I feel like that's something similar we already went through.
That was a theme that was already going on there.
YZ Sons of the Father. King Son, Righteous but Ruthless.
Okay.
None of these have all these have unknown release dates, by the way. So everything that I'm saying for the foreseeable future.
Wild West.
Kings of Swing, Strategy. Mantronics. This should move you.
I did not.
Outlaw Posse. My afro's on fire.
Oh, no way, dude.
Outlaw Posse, it's a British hip hop group formed by Bello B, Isaac Bello, and KG, real name Carl Gordon. But my afro's on fire. Hilarious fucking name, man. Some of these have been fun because I think the group name or the person's like alias, their AK, fire.
Yeah.
Some of the names of the albums, fucking hysterical.
Huge miss. Like what the
fuck? My afro's on fire.
That?
Rodney O and Joe Cooley. 3 the Hard Way. That sounds low key sus. Michael Peace, Loud and Clear. Okay. Barsha's explicit lyrics. Okay.
Okay.
We're coming towards the end here. Shazzy, Attitude, a rap or a hip hop rhapsody. Okay. D-Boy Rodriguez, Lyrical Strength on One Street Poet. Oh, sorry. Lyrical strength of One Street Poet. So that's kind of nice, I guess. Dooley O, Watch My Moves, 1990. I don't know. PKO, Armed and Dangerous.
Armed and like they have 2 arms.
She Rockers from London. Pooh Man, Life of a Criminal. Everyone's
Is it Pooh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pooh Man.
That's what I pictured.
Like DJ Pooh. Whistle, Always and Forever. Okay. Most of these are looking all kind of trash. MC Shy D, Don't Sweat Me.
Shy D or Shady?
Shy, S-H-Y, Shy D. 415.
Oh, again, huh?
So group formed by Oakland, California in 1998. It's funny that they were more directed towards San Francisco. Maybe because Oakland, when it gets its...
You have to identify with the bigger cities. So it's Sacramento, San Francisco... LA, San Diego.
But funny because we talked about this last time. Group formed in Oakland. The group was composed of Richie Rich, shout out, D-Lock, and producers DJ Daryl and J.E.D. or Jed.
They were on the 91 list as well.
The great Richie Rich, man. Great name, great hip hop name.
And now he's on weed now.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Richie Rich.
Yeah, there's hella rappers doing that now.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. You should have hopped on if you didn't. These are the last 3. IAP, Shock the World. Mark D, All in the Day's Work, and Joe Love, Joe Cool.
Ooh, Joe Cool.
So not a lot of information on a lot of these, and I imagine a lot of one-hit wonders and so on and so forth. But so 1990, I mean, this wasn't a banger-ass year. I think 1991 had a more prominent.
There's some better artists coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Fuck Kid Rock, by the way. It's disgusting.
Tribe Called Quest is probably
I mean
up there on this year's
MC
release.
Hammer, Salt and Pepper, the Digital Underground.
Pretty much the same.
We said Ice Cube.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Highlights from 91 that we went over.
Which makes sense because everyone would be dropping about an album a year, something like that.
Yeah.
Let's take a snapshot of just like 1992. I just kind of want to see it before we go into it, and kind of see who might be out there. Yeah, I think 1992. Yeah, as we get into these, there's going to be some special stuff that we can dive into and talk a little bit more about. But I see a lot of recurring figures. I see some Bay Area artists starting to emerge more. I mean, just here's a little quick one. Oh, your favorite group, Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, they're so good.
I see Mac Dre's featured on this as
no
well. So it'll be fun to kind of go through this catalog and history. I'm sure a lot of you will resonate with a lot of your own artists. Yeah, what do you think so far?
Yeah, it's fun doing this. It's fun. That was, dude, I'm maybe 1 year old at that time. So going back is not so many artists I'm familiar with, but then again, so many that you are familiar with from that list. As we keep going through the 90s and this, we'll obviously start getting into a little bit of a better list kept on with the wiki page we're keeping, just because internet came out around that time, and it's going to be more of a detailed list on there. But yeah, I love going through these albums, and at some point we gotta bust these out and go through some of these unknowns, because that's going to be a fucking blast. It's either going to be terrible or it's going to be really good.
Yeah, there's not going to be much of an in-between there.
Yeah, well, there's probably also a lot of just vanilla, this is what the sound of the day is. I'm going to try to throw something together and be successful with it. So, yeah, we'll continue this in the future. We'll just bust out the albums of the year. We'll pick out I guess when we're done, we'll highlight some albums that we want to go over and shit like that.
Yeah, but it's cool to kind of take the walk down memory lane, revisit these. Interesting to see certain artists when they came out.
Yeah, you don't realize that these people were around at those times, just because either or you're young and you're not thinking about it, because you don't really start buying and consuming music
till later,
the same way you do when you're an adult. You know what I mean? So
I was also sick, so I didn't have much access to these type of things.
Yeah.
So, but later in life, these songs still were playing. So it's funny, to kind of see where either artists were starting out, what their original kind of hits were, what their original album titles were, and a lot of these artists who started out either as a group or went solo or vice versa, and then see them as they produce and develop other groups, artists, and acts.
All right, well, let's go ahead and end it here. You got anything you want to add?
No, that was fun. I look forward to continuing on. I think it's just going to get better and better as the years peel away.
Sweet. All right, well, you guys can catch us on IG at Measure of Sound. And you can click the link there to our YouTube. Go check out all our podcasts. You can also check out our other podcast, Baker Bro Show, at Baker Bro Show on IG. Same link to the YouTube. We can catch all our podcasts there, all our content. So
Watch it.
Like, subscribe. Appreciate it, you guys.
Goodbye.
Peace.